Okay, Eric, got a new saw here. I want to go over it with you. First thing I want you to do when you get it is unpack it, and we're going to put the bar and chain on it. This doesn't require any tools. It's toolless. The first thing you'll do is get your chain out of your box, get all the loops out of it, and look at the teeth. The teeth are sharpened on one end and not on the other. There's a thing in front called a drag or depth gauge. You want it pointing forward towards the tip of the bar, with the sharpened part of the tooth on top pointing towards the tip of the bar. So just figure out the position of the chain and the tooth and lay it flat down on a surface. This little flap right here will lift up. It rotates counterclockwise to take it off. Once you get it loose, it comes off. And then you take your bar. You want to place your bar on your stud here so that it sits like that. Rotate this back and forth to move the bar. You want the bar all the way back. Then you'll take the chain with the teeth pointing towards the bar, lay it on the sprocket, lay it down in the groove of the bar, and just let it drop into the top of the bar. Rotate the chain and it'll roll on the tip of the bar. Then turn the gear here on the outside of the bar until the chain goes up into the groove of the bar. Once you get to that point, you're ready to put your cover back on. Take your cover, put it back on, tighten it up just a little bit, and then back it off about 1/4 of a turn. Your little tightening wheel is up here on top. Counterclockwise will loosen it and clockwise will tighten it. So if you want to loosen the chain up, you see your chain's loose here, you would turn it backwards, push it forward, lift up on the bar as you push it forward, and watch the chain go into the bar. The chain should be tight so that it slaps up against the bottom of the bar. Hold up on the bar and then tighten this flap right here tight, and then flip it down, and that's all there is to that. You'll need to put gas and oil. This is the gas tank, this is the oil tank. Bar chain oil for the chain, or just regular 30 weight 10W30, whatever you got will work just fine. I've sent you some oil to mix with your gas. It'll go in right here. I'm going to show you how to start this saw. It's different than most chainsaws. It has an easy start feature. So all you'll need to do is put gas and oil in it, mix gas. And we're going to pretend I've already put oil in it. On the back of the saw here, you have a on-off switch, a fast start position, and a choke, all in this one knob or one control lever. You're going to squeeze the trigger and hold the trigger down as you take your thumb and move this lever all the way down to the bottom position. That's the choke start position. The trigger, that will stay there. If you've held the trigger and pushed this down and let go, it should stay there just like it is. At that point, what you're going to do, instead of yanking on the cord like you normally would, you just grab a hold of the cord and pull it, and you'll feel the engine turn over. Just do that until you hear it hit. Now this is brand new, not got any fuel in it. Now it hit right there. That was about the 5th or 6th pull. I'm going to move this up 1 notch. I don't touch the trigger, and I'm going to pull it again. Once it starts up, you'll squeeze the trigger and let go. That'll bring this to the run position. To cut it off, all you'll do is lift it up, just like that. Now to start it back, you just move it down to the I position 1 notch. 2 fingers, break this off, and that's all there is to that. You've got a chain brake here on the front of the saw. When that's forward, the chain will not turn. They recommend starting the saw with the chain brake on. It's just if you do that, you want to always make sure and squeeze the trigger and let go and get it down to an idle. Otherwise, you'll be running the saw at almost full throttle with the chain brake on, and you'll melt something. But anytime that you want to move something out of your way, or set the saw down and leave it running, you just push the chain brake forward. The chain will not turn. Push it backwards and the chain turns. Anytime you go to put the chain on or take the chain off, always make sure that your chain brake is not on. You can't move the chain if the chain brake's on. That's pretty much it. The air filter, to get to that, you squeeze the trigger, push the control lever all the way down, move that knob there over, lift up and pull back. You can see the air filter right here. This air filter actually gets dirty from underneath, so when you are looking at this, it's going to be clean on top and dirty underneath. So you'll need to pull it out of there and blow it off and put it back in. Spark plug is located right here. That's pretty much it. Put your cover back on. You've got some ears or pins here that go in two places on the front of the saw. Make sure those are in the right place there. Push this down, rotate that, lift up your thing there and squeeze your trigger and push that up, and that's how that works. Just remember that you cannot push this down without squeezing the trigger. If you try and push it down or push it up without squeezing the trigger, you'll break it. So just be aware of that. When you go to try and push it down into the choke position, it will not go without breaking something. Squeeze the trigger, then it'll go. Same way, when you come up to the fast start position, don't try and lift it up. Squeeze the trigger, and then you can cut it off. That's pretty much it.